Hi everyone, this is StariAri here to give you a pick a card reading. So, happy Mercury retrograde.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
We are gonna be fine, okay? Just take it one step at a time, take it one day at a time, all right? So anyway, this particular reading is timeless. I would say all of my readings are pretty timeless, where you can gather the information that you've heard or saw here and use it however which way you feel is applicable to your current life circumstances, okay? So anyway, so we're gonna start. Here is pile number 1, this one's number 2, and that one is number 3. I want you to go ahead and take this time right now and connect to your higher self and guides, and I want you to ask them which pile do you need to choose at this time, which is applicable for your current circumstances, okay? So go ahead and pause the video now and do that. All right, let's begin. All right, if you chose pile number 1, you chose this right here. Let's see what we have in store. So here it is, an animal guide or animal spirit of the bear. So the bear usually represents freedom as well as intuition, meaning trusting in your own inner voice, your own inner guiding system. I also feel this is strength in that manner where you are able to create the world that you desire. You're able to go for your goals and you're able to accomplish whatever it is that you want for your future endeavors now. So the bear energy is present moment as well. So when we think about a bear, we think about strength, we think about determination, we think about perseverance, we think about just knowing and trusting the inner voice, okay? Then we have the number 9. So number 9 in numerology usually means the humanitarian number, right? But also completion. So this one is all about, relating to particularly your mindset. So this can be regarding any type of behavior, any type of friendship, any type of job, any type of career, as well as you outgrowing certain relationships in your life, okay? So this could be a period of study where you are studying what the proper step would be to take next. If you have outgrown people, if you have outgrown a particular career field, then it's about taking the next step, again, using your guiding system to move forward, okay? And to really address why you're feeling this way and why you need things to change in your life, okay? Also, because you are being asked to go within or to take a time out, it's about addressing your own emotional state, your own mental state, and your spiritual state, your connection, okay? To include what's in your spirit body or your luminous body, what's found within there that is going to allow you to release things that you no longer feel are complementary to your path, okay? Let's see what we have for the color card. So we got the color gray, so learn to scan your body. So this is what I'm talking about really addressing the situations internally as well as what's really happening in your energetic field. So again, releasing can take different forms. You can take the form of letting go through addressing the situation or breaking things off, clearing your space of anything that is attached to, if you are in a relationship and you want to move on, anything that's attached to that partner, such as gifts, anything that reminds you of them, helping you clear away any energetic ties as well. Remember, I know a lot of people are teaching this about cord cutting. Okay, in Toltec shamanism, we're taught to look at the root issue. The root issue is the attachment to that situation, the storyline that you're continuously playing in your head, and you believe it. Okay, so when you say, I'm gonna cut my cord, I'm gonna do all this stuff, you're still believing in that story. Therefore, it's still necessary for you to think that you need to cut a cord. Best thing for you to do is to change your mindset regarding that story. So regarding the story of your relationship, if you really view it as you still have attachments to this person, it's not energetic, it's emotional. Okay, so visit the emotional body, not the energy body. Visit how you feel.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
I know it's kind of like, oh, I don't want to feel this, but you have to visit that and address it, because if it's still bothering you, if that person's, I would say, name, if somebody speaks about that person still bothers you, then it's an emotional thing that needs to be addressed. So I would definitely do that if that's what you need to do instead of cord cutting. The more cord cutting you're doing, the more that you're placing it out in the universe that you're still not over it. Okay. The same thing can be addressed with a career where you're like, oh, I really want to cut ties with this environment. But if you're still emphasizing on the toxicity of the environment, that's why it led you to cut ties, then it's still going to create that. Okay, so again, it's an emotional thing. It's addressing the emotions behind the perception. Okay, so that's what it is learning to scan your energy field, but also learning that the energy field is driven by the mind and the emotions. Okay, whatever you think manifests, whatever you feel manifests as well in the spirit sense of manifestation. Okay, so take that time. Next one is letting it go. Okay, so this one's coming from the Guardian of Autumn. So letting it go. I feel this. That this sense of letting go is all about, okay, I'm letting it go because you don't want to feel it anymore. You don't want to address it anymore. You want to move on with your life, but you still don't feel comfortable when speaking about it to other people, or when someone else brings it up, you still don't feel comfortable, right? So it's good to let things go, meaning to de-story them, to stop putting emphasis on the story, but it takes time sometimes. If you still have a trigger, it's gonna come up if you have to address it. But also, I would say letting it go would be to really highlight what you learned from this interaction, okay? Not all the negative stuff. Of course, everybody always thinks automatically the negative stuff as to why we are leaving, right? This is what is championing our moving forward, is the negative story that we're telling ourselves, like, oh, that is that and this and that and this and this and this and that, and that's why I'm leaving. Okay, get it. I get it logically. Okay, speaking, yes, that's good. But you also have to realize, okay, what's the positive from this negative story? What did I learn that can bring me more peace of mind and wisdom so that I can apply it to the future that's coming? So if you're in a relationship, if I do have a relationship that's coming in and the person has similar red flags as the one that I'm leaving behind, then I know exactly what to look for and I know how to address them in a different way of addressing things. The same thing with a career choice. If you didn't like your environment and you're moving on to another one, then you'll see the red flags and you'll be able to address them then. So again, the wisdom that you're gaining, the more positive side of things in that manner can be applicable towards your current life circumstances or the future, okay? So the number 35, we're looking at the number 8. A lot of people believe, oh, it's infinity or whatever. Yes, it is, but it's also about changes. So as things change, as when you think about yourself as being a vessel, but also looking at your atoms, it's all energy, right? It's not solid. at a subatomical level. And so when you think about it in that way, if we are all energy, if that's the truth, then that means we're constantly growing and changing, right? Just like with your physical body, it's constantly growing and changing, right? As it ages, okay? So the same thing is applicable to your life circumstances, where nothing is truly, I would say, set in stone. And this is based on what your soul needs for growth, as well as your actions taken or not taken. Okay, so there's always going to be a constant, and that is change. And so that's what this number 8 represents. It's the changes that come in and the wisdom that you gain from those changes. All right, so next one is water. Cleansing. Okay, so again, emotions again. So we're highlighting the emotions once more. Allow yourself to feel, even if you need to cry it out. It is so purifying. It is so cleansing. Or even if you got to go take a bath or go into the shower or whatever to release things, then do it. Okay, because that's the purpose of water, is for you to connect to your emotional body. Remember, I would say 60% of the human body physicality is made out of water, and therefore why wouldn't it be used to purify one's energy or to purify the physical body through a good cry, through allowing yourself to feel. When the water represents emotions and represents nurturance, it represents transformation, purification, and it also represents the feminine aspect of yourself, okay? And so through your cleansing, through however this looks, you're able to then release things, but also be aware of things as well. So being aware of your triggers, being aware of what's going on emotionally can assist you in making choices that are much more aligned with your divine purpose, okay, and divine will. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your month. Bye-bye. All right, pile number 2, here is your reading. So we have Wombat as our animal guide for this month, or the animal spirit of this month. So this is a be at home card, but I also want to address the wombat. So this is kind of like secrets as well, like things that are hidden underneath the surface. Because of that, there might be stuff that comes in, like some revelations that come in regarding people in your life, and particularly intimate partners or people who are really close to you that you care for. I also feel like this has a lot to do with I would say looking at your foundation. So if your home is chaotic, and or there are people in your house, meaning your own inner circle, that are chaotic or contributing to stress in your life, then that needs to be addressed, okay? Because you have to be comfortable where you sleep. You have to be comfortable with your relationships with others, meaning that you have to be yourself. And if you're not being yourself, or people are putting restrictions on you where you feel like you cannot be yourself because of these things, then that's what needs to be addressed, okay? And then we're looking at the number, and the number is 68. And when you actually add this is number 14. So number 14 addresses a need for you to change things, like be consistent and do things with moderation as well, where you might be doing too much for these people, and that's why there might be chaos in your life. That's why there might be an attraction to toxic people, to people who are unhealed or broken, because you have it together, or you might seem to them like you have it together, right? So you're attracting the users, the abusers, the leeches, so to speak. So again, that needs to be addressed. Then when we add this together, number 14 goes into number 5, which represents changes in your life. So drastic changes are coming because you have to be comfortable with who you are. You have to be safe at home as well as in your relationships. Safe enough to express yourself without judgment or without ridicule, without people bringing you down constantly, okay? So that being said, you might not expect these tremendous changes that are happening, but it's something that you've wanted for a very long time. And so it's time for you to really be honest with yourself. If you do see these dramatic changes in your life where maybe people are leaving, they're not leaving you in particularly, but they're being removed for you so that you can realize how much they've really neglected you and used you, okay? So let's move on to the next card. So we have a color card. Let's see what color. So we have rose. So attract a relationship. So this is about attracting the proper relationship for you. The one that's going to be uplifting. The one that's going to be respectful. That's going to be an equalizer, that's going to be a shelter to run to, that's going to be uplifting, that's going to be supportive. And this can be applicable for those in wanting a romantic relationship or even a friendship. That's all of this as well. I feel there is a lot going on in the world where we have in so many ways made it acceptable for people, for broken people, to throw their issues onto those who are healing or healed from the past, where we're just like, okay, we'll let it happen, right? Because we're supposed to be supportive, because we're supposed to be someone's rock, because we're supposed to be the healer in so many ways. But that's not how you heal people. You heal people when you teach them how to heal themselves. All right? You don't heal people by continuously allowing them to do these things to you, enabling them, okay? That's not a healer, all right? You heal them by teaching them, giving them tools. It's teaching them how to use those tools and letting them go out in the world and making their own choices. And if they make some mistakes or whatever, telling them it's okay, try again next time. Try to do better next time, but not fixing their mistakes for them. All right. So that's what you need to address as well, is understanding what is it that you really desire in your life. Like, what do you want? Okay.
What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want?
That's what needs to be addressed. Is really being I would say honest with yourself once more about what you really are here for and how your relationships are turning out. And if they're turning out bad, what are you contributing to that? Not just them, but seeing it within yourself, but also respecting yourself enough to say goodbye. All right. So moving on, we have the next card. Earth, spirit, stability. So this is what it is, right? You want stability in your life. You truly desire someone who's going to be there for you when you need them the most. You're kind of getting tired of you being that rock for everyone else, but then when you need help, no one's to be found. Okay? And that starts with you. It starts with you setting up your own rules. Like, here's the rules, guys. If you break these rules, it's done. Making sure that if you feel like, okay, this person has been constantly disrespecting me, and I feel like I don't know what else to do. If you feel hopeless and you feel like I don't know what else to do, then that means that you're not stable. That means that your foundation is rocky, and that means you need to rebuild again, meaning that you need to get rid of this person until you feel stable enough And if you want to give them a second chance, you get into the rules once more. And if they still mess up, then you're like, okay, bye. Okay. And we also look at the number here as a number 14. Again, emphasis on the previous information regarding the number 14. And then again, if you calculate it even further into the number 5, again, this is another one telling you, let's move on. Let's change these things. Let's change our dynamics in these relationships so that we can have better relationships in the present moment or for the future. Okay. So moving on. This is your final card. This is Earth, grounding. For some reason, I also feel like whoever comes into your life or whoever needs, you need to, I would say, welcome in, is going to be someone who will help you and teach you how to ground, okay? Who will teach you how to really address the situations in your life and how to create a more stable foundation or boundaries with those in your current life right now if you're still not willing to move forward without them, okay? So you need someone who can teach you this, maybe a mentor, maybe you do have a friend out there who is really stable, who has been there for you, but for some reason you guys might have lost touch or I don't know. Or maybe you find someone out there who can teach you how to do these things, how to set your boundaries, how to say no to people, how to be like, you're done. I'm done with you. Let's move on with our lives, okay? Whatever this is, it has to happen during this month. That's why Mercury is coming in retrograde to assist you with shaking things up and seeing how really solid these foundations are, because obviously if you're seeing this, they're not as solid as you think they are, because the only one keeping things, I would say, together is you. Let's be honest, you're the only one keeping these people afloat when they should be learning their own lessons on their own, okay? So that's all I have for you guys. Hopefully this helps, and I hope you have a better rest of your month. Bye-bye. All right, pile number 3, here we go. Let's see what you get for this month. So we got Vulture Spirit. So this is about rebirth and cycles, like endings and beginnings, okay? So I would say this is a time for renewal. This is a time to emphasize that endings are happening so that new beginnings can commence. I also am told to tell you to trust the process, so nothing is wasted, okay? So nothing is a waste, nothing is a waste of your time, nothing is a mistake, okay? I know it's really hard to believe that, because you might be going through some stuff with people and you're thinking, oh my God, I can't believe I did this or allowed them to do that, or XYZ, whatever is going on. But you have to realize that it is a part of your path for growth purposes, so that whatever you're learning from this situation, you can apply it to your future circumstances or future endeavors, such as maybe you're here to speak on what it is that you are experiencing right now, or you've experienced in the past, so that you can encourage other people who might be going through something similar, and how to be empowered and how to move forward with their life, right? So that's probably it, is that you're here to address this in a manner where healing happens through your support, okay? Then we're looking at the number. What number is this? We're looking at the number 63, so that equates to 9. And the number 9 is all about completion as well. I would say this is about making way for the new. So removing the old, making way for the new, particularly when it comes to friendships, behavior, relationships, and outgrowing them and learning lessons from them. But I also feel like this is about understanding that it's okay for you to feel the way that you're feeling at this time, but remember that there's always going to be a lesson to be learned. and to be used as wisdom for the future, okay? Anything that's challenging is finally leaving. You are allowed to leave this behind. You're allowed to move forward with your life. Even if it feels scary or challenging at this time, it is the good, I would say, the good for all involved, to include yourself and whomever else is involved, even though you don't want to be like, I don't want to know if they're okay or they shouldn't be good. You know, there's probably still hurt. That's why that you're feeling that way, where you're like, they don't deserve anything good, which it's understandable, okay? Because whatever it is that they did, it's not excusable behavior. No matter what they've gone through, it's still not okay to hurt you, okay? So let's go ahead and move on to the next card. So we have a color card here. And this one's violet. And this one is creating balance in your life. So this is kind of emphasizing on looking at your life, looking at people who mirror that internal self-dialogue, as well as those who you need to leave behind because of that, because you don't really need to tolerate any type of disrespect or disrespectful behavior. But we're also seeing violet as the color that combines two different energies, which is the blue flame and the red flame. The blue flame is about action, is about God's will. And the red flame is about, I would say, freedom and about choices, or the path before you, the path laid before you, or God's divine plan. So when you look at these two and then combine together, they make this color violet or purple. And that is more or less freedom of choice. It's pure choice here in action combined together. And so you have to create this through your actions, through you leaving things behind and moving forward with your life, through you actually directing your energy towards a better and brighter future and telling people, I'm done with you. All right. And you got a number 45, and that equals the number 9 again. So again, we have changes coming, completion of cycles happening. Okay. So understanding that through your actions now, you're finally ending a cycle. You're finally closing that door. You won't have to deal with people like that anymore when you choose yourself first.
I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first.
All right. So moving on, we have our next card, and this is Pure Spirit or Purification, and this is a number 30. So this is about releasing, okay? Again, releasing, letting go of the past, letting go of your some negative circumstances that you might be going through right now, understanding that things are going to get better. I know there's probably a lot of emotional things that you're feeling, and that's okay to feel them. But you have to also realize that this is temporary, and things are going to get way better as soon as you release these things. Emotions can help us release, because that's what they're used for, is to help us really understand what we are tolerating and what we shouldn't tolerate, okay? That's another thing, is that your emotions, your triggers, your whatever it is leading you towards understanding that, hey, this person is making me cry all the time. This person is bringing me down all the time. This person is disrespectful, and I'm always anxious around them. I'm always depressed around them or after I see them. So they don't need to be in my life anymore. That's why you feel the way that you're feeling after you've made contact with them. It's like you don't feel good about yourself. You don't feel good about your life, and they're always dragging you down with them, or you're always feeling drained emotionally because you're constantly in a state of fight or flight type of scenario with these people or person, whomever it is. But so that's why it's important for you to really address this emotion and clear it in a way of you feeling it and then releasing it. And you can use water for this, okay? Water is like a big healer. Water is nurturing. Water is the feminine aspect of creation. It's a life giver. It is love, unconditional. It is the divine feminine, okay? So about the number three is also, because when we added the number 30, it equates to number 3. So this is about you're being encouraged to step out of anything that is no longer serving you and step into, or have courage to step into empowerment, okay? An empowering situation instead of a disempowering one, okay? And I also feel like this is about creating the life that you desire through this particular change, okay? So immersing yourself in anything that will help you release this through creative endeavors, such as maybe you want to listen to sad songs so that you can cry it out, right? And let it go. Maybe you want to listen, or you want to sing about it, or you want to write about it, or you want to make poetry about it, or you want to create art regarding your situation. So that's a form of release. That's a form of healing for you. Whatever works for you, I highly encourage that. So again, this is because it's time for this to happen, okay? So let's go on with the next one we have is boundaries. So again, setting your boundaries is so important. So that's how you learn not to bring that type of relationship in anymore, or not to experience that type of relationship anymore with other people, or you have to set boundaries. You might be someone who's very loving. You might be someone who's super kind and generous. You also might be someone who's super sensitive, and you want to love people because you want that same love in return. And so when you think about it, you're pushing love out, but you're not receiving it in return. You're thinking, oh, these people need more love because of the way that you feel about them, or you feel, let's be honest, you probably feel bad for them. Right? You probably think, oh, poor people, they're hurt and they need healing. And that's a beautiful thing. But you have to realize that you can only do so much for people, okay? They have to do the rest for themselves. So it's okay to love them from afar. You don't have to connect with them or communicate with them. You don't have to feel like dirt in order for you to help them heal, okay? They need to take initiative as well. So boundaries is important. So you telling people no, you telling them, I don't feel good right now, we'll address this later. You setting that up so that you have better mental health, better emotional health, and better, I would say, even physical health. Because think about it in the way looking at yourself. Look at how tired you get after you connect with these people, or you talk to this person, or whomever this is. Look at how sick you get too, and your immune system is probably harmed at this time because you're energetically cleansing and purifying constantly these people's energy fields. I'm sure that's what you're doing, and that's creating different circumstances, such as maybe you are overeating or undereating, or because of the depression or anxiety that you're feeling, or possibly you've gained a lot of weight as well, or you've lost weight. You know, I would say a weight fluctuation is an indicator of an emotional distress, emotional issues because of your circumstances, because what's happening in your environment, with your energy, with your emotions, okay? So that being said, it's time for us to set these boundaries. It's time for you to put yourself first, okay? Like, you really do need to do that, okay? Put yourself first. All right, so that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a better month. Bye-bye.